It's a sad culmination of the search by community members as well as the police's diving unit team. As you can see now, community members gathered around the riverbank where the body of the 40-year-old woman has just been recovered. We saw police there as well as some family members going to identify the body. But let's speak to Colonel Ndubane, who speaks on behalf of the police here in Mpumalanga, just to get a clear update in terms of what has transpired now. Thank you for your time. We understand that the search started yesterday with community members and the police also responded, but it wasn't easy for the police to continue with the search last night. And here we are today. The body has been recovered. If you can give us some details.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to say we are thanking the community of Msholozi with the assistance that they've provided to us. And we received a complaint yesterday, but due to the rain that was raining and it was consistent, we couldn't retrieve the body, we couldn't find it. In the morning, the police and the community members, they went and searched around the river banks and they found just 5 kilometers down the river. So the family have identified the body. And another thing is that since around December, there were a lot of people who have drowned or who have served by rivers, and also our the acting provincial commissioner, Major General Dr. Zeph Mkwanazi, is also going to call the Prof joint meeting so that they will meet with other stakeholders to discuss the issue, especially since we see the school have opened and the river now are full. So we urge people not to cross. Even if they think the water will reach their ankles, we urge people not to cross the river because anytime the flash flood can come and sweep them.
We understand also that there was another drowning incident on Tuesday. If you can tell us more about that one as well.
Yeah, on Tuesday, a 2-year-old toddler is Busiso Mnisi. He was sleeping inside. They are staying next to a stream, and he was sleeping. Unbeknown to the mother, the boy woke up and followed her, and she was across the stream. And the little boy also crossed and was swept by the river. Luckily, the community members were able to retrieve the body, but an inquest docket has been opened.
And then looking into other areas, what is the situation at the present moment, which is coming from an incident also where some members of the South African Defence Force were swept away in the Nkomazi River. Can we expect police to be more on the ground in terms of also raising awareness about this?
Yes, all our social crime prevention members, they are sensitizing the community. Even us as communication, we are sensitizing the community. But however, we urge the community, even on social media platform, we urge people that they must sensitize each other, that they must not cross any river or any dam, even if they went for fishing. Remember last week, 2 boys drowned in Wheatbank. So it's an ongoing thing. We urge people, it's wet weather, they must not just cross any river.
All right, thank you for your time. That's Colonel Chabu Ndubane speaking on behalf of the police here in Mpumalanga, just giving us more information about what has just unfolded. She is confirming that indeed the body of the 40-year-old woman who went missing after being swept away at a stream here in the Msholozi area has now been recovered. And as you can see, community members gathered around the body here. They've started searching yesterday at around 8 p.m. when the incident happened. And unfortunately, today, as they continued with the search, working with the police, now there's this discovered. Of course, a strong message coming from the side of the police, warning people to say that they must try by all means necessary to avoid raging rivers and streams, because there's been a lot of these incidents happening in Mpumalanga. In fact, when the police give the statistics, the numbers, more than 20 since the start of the month of December last year. So that's a huge number, and it's concerning that these incidents are still continuing to happen in the province, Michelle.
Mweli, what an image there in Mpumalanga. The community gathered around the body of this woman who was swept away in flooding there. It's incredibly difficult, isn't it, Mweli, because as much as those warnings are out there for people to avoid these low-lying bridges, flowing water, the fact is that people need to access things like medical care. They also need to get to work.
Yes, indeed. From the same point where the incident happened, we saw quite a number of learners waiting to go to school. They couldn't cross the river because it was still dangerous for them to cross, even though the water had subsided. We also saw some people trying to go to work, even though some took chances crossing the river. But the danger with that, Michelle, is that you don't know as to when the river will start to swell, because even if it's not raining at the present moment this side, to find that other areas upstream there is a bit of rain or there's heavy rains, and then the water starts swelling. So anything can happen, and we've seen a lot of damage in terms of infrastructure. Seeing the MEC for Public Works, Thulasizwe Tomo, seeing also the mayor of the city of Mbombela, Sibongile Makushe Mazubugo, assessing the damage, and quite a number of roads and bridges have been damaged. I've seen, Michelle, even on social media, some people saying that these heavy rains are now exposing the shoddy work that they believe that is done by contractors, jobs offered by the government for the construction of those projects. So it's a whole lot of issues as we are focusing more rain. But let me bring in a community member just to get some reaction after their long search. We know that they started the search before the police even came through. My sister, thank you very much for your time. Ngabe manje njengemalungu emphakathi seniphatheke kanjani? Benisolo nisesha itolo manje naku la sekuyafikeka sekutholakala ukuthi make uyatholakala endasemfuleni.
Thina vele siphatheke kabuhlungu because sibe committee, so asikhona ukuhlala kahle because zala sicela vele ukuthi baside basiphoda batosida bacala ngepavement, simangela ukuthi why bacala ngepavement befuna bacale ngani ngelbridge. So kunel bridge kuneldamu lelinye bathi ngamajombo lengesheya ngilo le ngaze libhoboke vele kuze kunimvula ngaze libhoboke vele abantwana bayahamba vele ngeke sithi abahambi ngeminyaka bahamba ngeminyaka abantwana vele imvula ngaze ine vele siyahlupheka vele ngabantwana ungcono sihambeni sithi simphakathi wonke sihambeni sele eR40 sihambe siyovala khona ukuthi vele nathi sophepha nalabantwana batokhona esikolweni kahle ngoba sihleli kabuhlungu vele.
Manje labanye bayothi kuvala umgwaqo ngekuside, ngabe nitizamile indledinye indlela ukuthi nihlangabetane netikhulukhulumende ukuthi nikhulumisane nabo ukuthi banincede kulenza?
Sizamile kakhulu sayenda kunaloko labanye basitshela ukuthi safaka ibhakabhaka khona lena sayenda ukuthi bantwana bakhona ukwela mfula baye esikolweni nayo ibhakabhaka ihambile. Sazama vele ngamandla amaningi nanyalo nje basibayenda mara sukubona ibridge alikho la kufanele kube nelibridge khona bayakhetha indlu.
Make lo lotholakele ngathi uyamati kancane, nangasichazela ukuthi bekungumuntu lonjani emphakathini?
Manje lokuthi uhluphekele noma ke lokuthi uhluphekele uyazama impilo yakhona kwincengo uhamba yothengisa nje kunebantwana labanye abantwana bafunze emathafeni nje lemuntu okusivele kuhlala atizamela nje vele atihluphekele uhlala ekhaya lakhe.
All right, Sebonga kakhulu isikhathi sakho. So Michelle, that's one community member. She's been there since they started the search yesterday, just trying to give us more information about the situation here. She's saying that they've tried by all means necessary to engage government authorities to build them a bridge in the area where this incident happened, but all that has been falling on deaf ears. And she's also just giving a brief description or about the woman who has just been the body of the woman whose body has just been recovered now. She's saying that this is someone who was surviving through selling a few items, and the incident happened at the time when she was coming back from town, where she's selling some items in order to feed her family. And we are told that she's leaving behind 3 children as well as her husband. Michelle.